So I'm going to demonstrate how to winterize a TruckWorks flusher. We currently have water on board and we have the hose reel extended because we tested it, so we're going to be starting from that state. First thing we're going to do is drain the water tank. In order to do that, you need to have full air pressure in the truck. So I have my ignition key on. I'm going to have my rear power switch on. While I'm at it, I'm going to open all my nozzles and I'm just going to allow water to gravity flow out of those. I'm also going to open my hose reel because I'll be reeling up the hose reel, allowing water to flow out of that. The next step is going to be to drain the water tank. You can facilitate draining it by dumping your air suspension because the dumping port is at the rear of the tank. So I can dump my air suspension. Now I'm ready to hit the valve to drain the water tank. You may have to start up the truck to build adequate air to get all the valves to function properly. You may have to use a piece of lumber to convince the valve to open if it's sticking. So we're going to drain all the water out of the water tank. Once the water tank is drained completely, we're going to go to the left side cabinet. And we're going to open all the drain valves in here. There's a total of 4. There's 1 here, and there's 3 down here. And we're going to wait for that to completely drain out until there's no more water coming out of these ports. When winterizing, you place a piece of lumber inside the rear and then close the valve. That keeps the valve open and allows water to drain out of there. While I'm waiting for the pump inlet to drain, I'm going to go around to the other cabinets and open the other valves. It's really important that you have all the water valves open, and especially the tank to pump valve open, because this drain for the pump inlet will not drain this pipe up here that supplies the pump if the tank to pump valve is closed. So you have to have that open when you're fully draining this out. Otherwise that section will freeze. In the rear cabinet there is a drain valve for the hose reel pipe. So we open that up and allow that to drain. Underneath the rear there's a valve for the spray bar. This is the spray bar. This is the valve. So we open this up to allow the spray bar to drain out. Anytime you use the hose reel, you're going to have water up to that valve and potentially in the spray bar. In the right side cabinet, there's 1 water drain valve. It's located in the back on that main pipe. So we're going to open that and allow that to fully drain out. The front spray nozzles have to be drained out. Some trucks have drain ports on the front pipes, so this one does. We would remove this cap and we drain the water out of these front pipes. If the truck doesn't have those caps, you have to remove these water hoses. Just remove the quick coupler, let them drain out, and then reinstall them. This can be done at the front here or possibly at the back near the cabinet, wherever it's more convenient. Reinstall the caps once it's drained. The next step is going to be to get as much water out of the hose reel hose as possible. So have the nozzle fully open on the end of the hose, and when you reel up the hose reel, the height of the hose reel is naturally going to bleed the water out of the hose. So just reel it up slowly to allow the water to drain out as it's reeled. Reel it up slowly in order to get all the water out of the hose reel. So the next step is going to be to put a RV antifreeze or Environ AW hydraulic oil in the hydraulic pump. For short-term use, RV antifreeze is acceptable. For longer-term use, like over the winter, Environ AW oil is better for inhibiting corrosion. So we're going to close off the valves that are going to keep the oil in the pump. So the pump outlet valve we're going to shut. The case drain on the bottom of the pump we're going to close, and the pump inlet we're going to close. Now we're ready to remove this pipe plug on the top and put in 4 liters of either Environ or RV antifreeze. And the last thing I'm going to do is shut off all the nozzles in the cab, and we are completely done winterizing this unit. We don't have to worry about anything freezing at this point and causing any kind of damage.